Ray here from Man City Fan Chat. Where are you, Mike? Thought Mike would be here already. Hey, there you go, Mike. How you doing, Mike? Hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're really, really well. We're going to talk Leroy Sané tonight. I'm just doing a video at the moment on Leroy Sané, and it's tonight at some point. Oops, come on. Ended up looking at the wrong thing. So that video will go out later on tonight on Leroy Sané and the worries about him leaving City. My feeling is it's been, I said so last month. I said it looks like he's on his way out. I did that video where I think I said bye-bye Leroy, because that's how I felt. And I really do feel that he's on his way out of City. Can't see him staying, to be honest, unless there's problems with his operation. Can't see it. So there you go. Let's wow, a lot of people on so quickly, guys. Hi Spencer Marks, not seen you for a couple of days. Hi Dara Carey, you new on the channel, mate? Ricardo Hippolyte, hello. Kobe, what about Sané? We'll talk about Sané. Twisted Pasty, Dorite. All right, lads, I think you mean. Right, James. Yeah, City under 20 lost Tottenham tweet to us. He scored a consolation. What's going on with him? We'll get there. Give us a sec. Where's this news coming from? It's coming from the club. It's coming from me. It's coming from research. Some of it was from the press conference today. Some of it apparently was confirmed afterwards. So let me just tell everybody on Twitter, live on YouTube. Oops. Right now, talking. Oops, I can't even spell anymore. Sané. I think you know that's what it points to. Sané leaving. Talk a little bit about what else am I going to talk about tonight? A bit about the press conference. Pep's press conference. And Zola's had something to say, and Lampard on City's FIFA punishment, because they've had a few words to say. Isn't that always the way? Everybody has to have stick their oar into City's business. So let's see who's going to come online. Let's get Bernard, because he's your man. Bernard is your man. Let's try and get Blackpool Blu-ray on today. I don't think Bolt from the Blue will be on. I think it'll be in the land of Nod right now. But anyway, I think we're going to go for that. Send it out to a few people. So let's see what you guys have got to say. Oh, I've lost a few messages. Wow. Okay, let's catch up with you guys. Twisted Pasty. I don't think obviously we're not going to replace him now. I don't think we'll replace him in January either. So we're looking at next summer. Joel, how you doing, mate? Good evening. Hi, Steve. Bernard, good evening to Bernard. Mike James Sané decided not to use our doctor in Barcelona and use the doctor that Bayern players use. Absolutely. I will say a crumb of comfort. I'll talk about that later. But watch my video tonight. Colin Pollitt, the story of City supposed to offer Maguire 270. It's a joke. Why would we pay him more than we're paying Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling, those kind of players? It's a load of nonsense. It's kind of you feel it's been put out by United to make them look good, that he preferred them to City. It's also, it could just be a totally fabricated, made up story by the papers, because no one's going to argue about it. I've seen stuff today that I just don't believe, and no one's going to come out and argue about it. So they just let it go. So it could be just one of those made up stories. Absolutely, Spencer Mark. Bayern pay the money, they can have him. Yeah, there's no need to panic. You know, we did all right for the last 4 or 5 months of the season with that Sané. Yeah, Bernard, he's definitely not doing us right. I wouldn't go after Dybala, Ricardo. He wants even more money than Sané. I don't think that's going to happen. You're tired. What, you've been up? Oh, you've been too busy, Bernard, watching all these films. Hi, Chris. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm well. Yep, Steve Stein is playing a dangerous game because he's not going to do anything for City. And then what happens if his knees bust? What happens if they can't repair it, or he doesn't come back a stronger player? It's a big, big risk. Mike James, Sané Maguire makes United feel like they've won something. It's all well, probably. They feel great. But City would not pay 80 million quid and a best bet at 300 grand a week for Maguire. There's no chance. Wow, Spencer Mike. Inaki Williams, Atletico B, 9-year contract. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Maguire is saving face, or United are saving face. Steve Black. Signing price will go down. I'm not sure. I think City will still hold out for 100 million and see what happens. Mike James, if United so-called beating us to sign Maguire makes them feel better, let them have it. Absolutely. Bayern have already slated him and Pep. Stuff them, Steve. See, Bayern haven't got the guts to come out and say it themselves. They're using Build. I'm Rugank. Sané. Yeah. Okay. Cobby wants the story. Cobby can't wait. Excuse me. Cobby can't wait for my video to come out. Here we go. The bottom line is that Sané is not going to Barcelona, not using Dr. Cugat, who's our man in our doctor that everybody goes to. For ACL, he's treated Ben Mendy. For ACL, he's treated Ilkay Gundogan. He's also treated John Stones recently, Vincent Kompany, KDB, amongst others. Okay, that's the normal place to go. He's not going there. He's going to Innsbruck in Austria to see a doctor called Professor Christian Fink. Okay, that's Professor Christian Fink. And so the thing about that's at the, I can't get this name right, Gellingpunkt surgery. That's at the Gellingpunkt surgery. Now, the thing is, that guy's got links to Bayern Munich. Okay, he treats their players. He's treated Lucas Hernandez. This year, he's treated Corentin Tolisso. He's treated them both this year. He's also got links to the German national team. Now, I said the one glimmer of hope, if you want Leroy to stay, is that Professor Fink works with the German national team. It may be that Leroy's had dealings with him with the German national team. He's not dealt with Cugat. He's dealt with Fink, and he maybe feels comfortable with Fink. He may feel better using Fink. So that might be your glimmer of hope. But to be honest, look, the guys, Fink's been working with Bayern Munich, with German national team. Fink's been working with the doctor that Bayern have. The doctor that left because of Pep. Pep was complaining about him. So that doctor left Bayern. He's now back at Bayern, and he works with, they work together, these guys. So, even though he's a private doctor, Professor Fink, a lot of it just points to the fact that Leroy is going to go. That's what I said before. If he was 5 or 6 weeks ago, if Leroy was very close to signing his contract extension, and now he's not, it makes you feel he's going. So that's the Leroy story, which will be up any minute now. Now, do I just put it straight up? Yeah, I don't need to. Give me a sec, guys. If you bear with me for a second, I'm just going to upload my Leroy video because it might take about 30 minutes to upload. So I'm keen just to get it started whilst we're chatting. And so by 10 o'clock, fingers crossed, my video is out. I still haven't done the thumbnail for it, but that's a 2-minute job. Let's get there you go. So let that upload in the background. So that's the Sané story, guys. Let's have a look. Chris Wells, United beat Chelsea for another best team in Europe. Obviously. Obviously. A tied Wolves will lose to Man United. Sorry, guys. We'll see, Spencer Mac. The thing is, the game's on Monday. If it was on Saturday or Sunday, you could say fair enough. But the game's on Monday, so that gives them a little chance. Excellent, Mike. Bayern 2, Hertha 2. I think, is that on BT Sport? Could be watching that. Steve, then UEFA nowhere. Forget about UEFA. You're going to get that out of them. So Ricardo, so why didn't he want to go to the doctor? He went to the German doctor or the German-speaking doctor from Austria. Now, it just could be that Sané wanted to use a doctor he's worked with before at the German national team rather than the City doctor who he possibly never has worked with before. So that's your glimmer of hope. Wow, Migrant Coutinho to Bayern confirmed. Did you see it? Well, if you think about it, is that on loan or is he sold? Is that on loan, Migrant? Because if it's a loan, that's different. If he's sold to Bayern, then you got to say to Leroy, hang on, Leroy. They've got Coutinho. Yes, he's not a winger, but they spent a lot of money buying him. Lucas Hernandez isn't cheap. The other players they've bought this year. Let's have a quick look at Transfermarkt. They've spent a lot of money buying Munich on players. Now, obviously, we don't know how much money they can spend. I've not looked at Bayern Munich's finances to see what they're like. But let's look at their transfers. Okay. I'll talk about Bayern Munich for a minute. My computer's on slow today. Okay. So they've got Lucas Hernandez, 80 million euros. Benjamin Pavard, that he cost about 35 million euros. Perisic, I'm not bothered. They got him on loan. Arp, he cost about 3 million. So they spent, actually, it's not a lot, but it's still going to be best part of 120 million euros. They sold Hummels, they sold Friedel. So I suspect they sold about 30 million quid. They've spent about 110. So they're about 90 million euros. Now, it's only net spend. Net spend doesn't mean that, but still, they've spent a lot of money. And if they buy Coutinho, he must be costing them an arm and a leg. United fans are getting carried away beating Chelsea. Absolutely, Mike. I suspect the Austrian doctor is away. Sané can go back to Germany whilst recuperating. Not necessarily with Steve, because there's only going to be a few. How long are you going to stay in hospital? You're not staying in hospital for 6 months. He can go back to recuperate there if he wants, and then do rehab at City. That's where he's going to do his rehab. He's going to be at City, so it's only short term in Germany. He's in Austria. So if you're going to go to Austria, you're not going to go across to Germany for your rehab or recuperation. Maybe it's easier because they speak German there for the family and everything else. But I don't know. Kobe, absolutely. Who is it? The thing is, with Sané, it's bonkers. If you're looking for the footballing reasons to play anywhere, it's at City. Now, yes, if he goes to Bayern, he'll get more money and he'll get a starting role in the team all the time. Yeah, at City, he's got to fight for his place. Maybe he doesn't want to fight for his place. Maybe he wants a lot of money without fighting. Steve, you'd sell him? Yeah, I think so. Mike James, Bayern on loan. His value will drop by the end of the season and Bayern probably won't buy him. Depends how good he does, Mike. So basically, Sané wants to make Bayern aware of what's going on with. Well, Kobe, look, let's be quite honest, Kobe. He could just release his medical records anyway. He doesn't need, he doesn't need to be able to go to this doctor to send the medical records. He can do that. He's entitled to his own medical records. Or Matt Winkler. Matt Winkler's come back from Twisted Pasty. At least we're able to recuperate. I hope so, Matt. I really do hope so. Hi, Phil. Hope you're doing well. The more that I hear about, the more I think that we should get rid. Yeah, I agree. He's more trouble than he's worth now. I think we're wasting our emotional energy on him. The team was spending. Yes, he's a fantastic talent, but I don't think you're going to turn him around. Yeah, Spencer Mack, you might want to recuperate there, but if City turn around and say you're going to recuperate at City, he might be able to spend 2 or 3 weeks in Innsbruck, and then he has to come back to Manchester. I mean, we don't know. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about what, in the past we've had stuff on telly. The EDS wasn't on telly. And in fact, City, the academy games, you can't go to the academy games this season. I was looking forward to it. There's an academy game tomorrow, and they said no tickets available. So I contacted them and said, academy games, you won't be able to go to academy games. I'm absolutely gutted because I thought I have a great day of football. I think the academy game's at 12:30. I'll watch that. stroll across to the ground by 3. I still got 2.5 hours before kickoff. Have something to eat. Happy days. 2 games of football. Watching players that probably most of them I might not have seen before, these under 18s. So it's disappointing. The EDS, I wanted to buy tickets. I think we're playing Newcastle next week, so I can't. You can't buy tickets yet. So they said the EDS. When I looked, it said tickets not available on the website. Now the support services said you can get tickets for the EDS games, but as of now, the game's a week away. Can't get tickets. I've asked them, when will they be available? Answer. And actually, not going to be a rant, but I'm going to have a go at the City supporter services. If they can answer, my feeling is of recent times, if they can answer a question easily, bang, you get your answer. If they can't, sometimes they just ignore you. So I've asked them the question. I sent them a link because the tickets are not available. I said, are they going to be available for the EDS and Academy? And they said, not for the Academy, but they will be available for the EDS. Okay? Easy answer to give. Fine. So when I push them and say, when are they going to be available? No answer. Just ignored. So is this what support services do? If they can't answer you, just dump it away. Maybe sometimes they can answer and say, we don't know. Why can't you just say we don't know, or we'll find out and get back to you? But they just ignore you. Yeah, absolutely, Mike. Why isn't it? Look, I can understand sometimes if you say, I feel comfortable with the doctor I've worked with before rather than somebody new. I can understand that, but he should really, he's a City player, but it's his body. Colin Pullett, what about Pep saying Spurs are the second best team in Europe? I think it's tongue-in-cheek dig at Champions League. Yeah. Oh. What else? I mean, Liverpool are the best team in the world. So Spurs must be the second best team in the world. Even though neither of those teams won any trophies in England last season, they're the first and second best teams in the world. Juan is fine, but hi, how you doing, mate? As much as I appreciate Sané's talent and everything he's going to be doing these 3 years, I'm done with him. Buying out to pay though, I wouldn't really care. Yeah, I'm coming to that conclusion. It's been the last few weeks. It's just hard work. Sané and Mendy. Have City announced the logic behind the surgery in Austria? It would stop speculation. No, I've not seen any logic. Kuga is our guy, and it may be City are not going to end the speculation. They're just going to leave it there. They're just going to leave it there for Sané to stew and the fans to become more disenchanted with him and not bother when he leaves. Steve, like if Sané goes to Bayern, he will flop as he will be under so much scrutiny and expect to be top notch every game. He won't do that. He won't have players around him like City have. He won't have the space and time that he gets because it's hard to double team Sané when you got Sterling on the pitch. It's hard to double team Sané when you got Aguero on the pitch. It's hard to double team Sané when you got Bernardo Silva and David Silva on the pitch. KDB. So he'll get a bit more. I think at Bayern, I'm not saying they're not good enough for opposition teams to not double team on certain players, but they're going to look to him every single game to deliver, and I don't think he will. If anything's to go by at the moment. Bernard, does City have a PR team? Sometimes so quiet. Yeah. Look, the PR at City is pathetic. I had somebody saying, look, the tickets for tomorrow's game, if you're not a season card holder, someone told me the ticket's 63 quid. I upgraded my lad's season ticket from a concession to an adult ticket. £48.50. That's the cheapest part of the ground. Excuse me. So, and on tickets, it says 60 quid for the ticket. 60 quid for a ticket. Now they've got this new system with the exchange. So if you can't go, you've got to either go to at least 10 games a season or put them on the exchange. Otherwise, you can lose your, and it's up to City, it's their discretion, you can lose your season card. So they're basically asking you to put it on the exchange. Now, someone come up and said, look, on the exchange, I'm getting just over 20 quid for the ticket. City is selling it for 60. So they're going to make 40 quid on my ticket. What can you do? Yes, you want the club to sell the tickets. Yes, you want the club to have fuller stadium. But, I don't know what the solution and what's wrong. But selling tickets at 60 quid in the cheapest part of the stadium, that means, okay, you can argue it's a category A game, it's more expensive. But some games, that means if you were to go to all 19 games and pay individually, you'd be spending the best part of 800 quid. That doesn't seem, or more, £1,000. So if you cannot afford to buy a season ticket because you haven't got that money spare, or you can't afford it every month, you only want to go to a few games, you're going to have to pay between 45 and 60 quid a ticket. I think that's really hard on local fans who, your working class fans who haven't got the money. I'm really not comfortable with that. Phil, what about the Maguire? Yes, look, City wouldn't pay 80 million quid. They wouldn't pay anywhere near 300 grand a week. So if Leicester were going to hold out for 80, there was no way the Maguire, without kicking up a big stink, was going to come to City. The only place was left was United. Yeah, Steve, all City's said is they will still use the Spanish doctor. Yeah, there's nothing. They're not. So they're basically showing that it's Leroy Sané's choice, and that it's kind of. I'm not sure if is it right to say they're leaving him out to dry. I'm not know. Hi, Alan 777. Hope you're well. Ricardo Hippolyte. So why the next German player that played with City did not go to the same doctor? I don't understand your question, mate. Look, Ilkay went to Barcelona. Everybody goes to Barcelona because they're committed to City. Leroy Sané isn't. It's my feeling. That will upset. What my rant? Now, City don't give a damn. Now, let's be clear. I've said this before. City, the local fan brings to City less than 10% of their turnover. Okay, less than 10% of the turnover, and it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I suspect this next season it could be as low as 8%. It could be as low as 8%, 9% of the overall turnover of the club is by your match day income. So it's like the local fan doesn't matter. Look, Puma in their new contract, that's 65 million quid a year. There'll be more money coming from Puma than all the 50,000 fans that go to whatever 30 games a season. There's more money coming from Puma than the City fans that go to games. So that's where the money is. There's more money coming from TV than from the City fans who go to games. There's more money coming from other sponsors. Etihad, almost as much as, not far off. And so it's sponsors, it's TV money. That's where the money is. It's not fans. Hi, Danny 2ME. How you doing, mate? Who doesn't get into a fight? Spencer's Mark. City? Bernard, I know they like to give a low profile, but they need to know when to come up. Absolutely, Bernard. It would help. City fans would feel better if we actually did something. City like to do things quite and often efficiently. Ironically, how you expect German team. But the thing is, we get it's Vicky Kloss, I think, is in charge of communications. We get battered around everywhere, up and down times, Steve. In the press, they welcome. This irks me. They welcome journalists to City who basically badmouth us whenever they can. You know who they are. I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of mentioning their names, but you know who they are. Most journalists, they badmouthing City or denigrating our achievements. Oil money, Arab money, FFP, Etihad. It's not just fans, it's journalists as well. So I really wish sometimes we'd come out and slap them publicly. Chris Welch, I have to get up early in the morning with 6-hour drive from Cardiff to Southampton. Could be more hours in traffic. I'm going with my mate. Have a good evening, Chris. Have a safe trip tomorrow. Bernard, see if you attend less than 10 games in a season card, they may not let you renew your card. It should be more, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it should be more. I think you have to at least attend between them 10 games, either attend them or let somebody else use your card. Yeah. Sport services are poor, in my opinion, not great. Steve, I'm afraid most PR and HR are very lapsed nowadays. You mean absolutely? We mean nothing to the big corporates. Let's be honest. No one really cares. Look, in most big businesses, they're out to make money. That's all they're interested in, is making money and providing services as secondary byproducts. Look at the hospitals, special needs schools and social care thing. A lot of them run by big business who are there to make money. As a byproduct, they look after, they help you with your healthcare services. I know a lot about this, and bottom line is these big businesses, they're in it to make money. There's nothing wrong with making money, but not the levels they're making. Yeah, Bernard, you can sing that next time you're on. Steve, here's a question for you. What kept Werner off number 1 spot, much to Midge's chagrin? That, was that shut up at your face? Or I think it was shut up at your face. Or something like that. Or Rennie and Renata. It was Ultravox, wasn't it? So Ultravox, which basically was Midge. That's the best they got to number 2. Was it Shut Up on Your Face by Joe Dolce? Am I right? Am I right, Steve? I know I'm right. What's the matter, you? Hey, you got no respect. You guys, you got no respect. It's a nice place. Shut up on your face. Absolutely not, Mike. Would you consider continuous Sané replacement on the left? Behave. You know, that's a joke. Honestly, absolutely no chance. Asa Beberton, hi mate. You watch her all the time. Seems to call it. It's possible you can get us away. Asa, can't get myself away tickets. I'll try. Just keep in touch, Asa. You know, look, the West Ham game, I was offered 4 tickets in total, 4 away tickets. So I can get them for some games. I got a ticket from mate for that game. Community Shield, I had 4 tickets for that. Bournemouth, no chance. I haven't got a single ticket for Bournemouth. No chance of getting tickets for Bournemouth. They've got about 11,000, something like just over 11,000 capacity. We get about 1,000 seats, so that's it. But keep in touch, yes. Keep in touch on. Look, if guys are on the live streams, then obviously I remember who you are. If you're in touch with me on Twitter, I remember who you are. Obviously, I'm more likely to give tickets to people who I know who I've interviewed or are involved with the live streams or whatever. So that's just a normal way. But keep in touch, yes, sir. Sometimes I give tickets to people I don't know. Man, you guys are still on the Joe Dolce. Well, City don't care. Well, I don't think they really do. You just got to. I think they just got to do a certain amount. Now, look, this season ticket thing. Okay, they know that some people are buying season tickets and only going to 5 or 6 games. So this is kind of to deter them. And City are missing out on money because if you sell your season ticket for a particular game on the exchange back to City, like this fella did, sold it for 20 to the club, just over 20. They're selling it for 60 or 63. So they're making 40 quid. More than they would do before, because it's financially, obviously, it's better for City to sell tickets individually rather than season tickets. I'm surprised they're still giving us just over 40,000 season tickets. So I think there'll be more and more pressure. You know, this season it's 10, next season it might be 15. So you have to put 15 tickets, either go to the games or put them on the exchange. And I think, I'm just going to guess now, if that gets City 500 tickets more on the exchange that they sell, and they're making 40 quid. Can anyone do that quickly? 500 quid times 40, 200 grand. Now, I reckon City could potentially make up to £500,000 a game more than they're making. And if you times that by 19 games, that's 9 or 10 million quid. So I wouldn't. Let's say this season, because it's the first one. But if they push it to 15 or they push it to 19, you have to put all your tickets on the exchange, or 18, let's say. They could easily get 3 or 4 million quid extra. Now, I don't think you'll notice it in the next set of accounts, but the ones after that, I can see more tickets coming up. We've got Limbo Lala, very nice, pleasant guy, Limbo Lala. Let's just see. So you come up with one thing, Limbo Lala. Yeah, let's talk about Limbo Lala. He's still on a Rich. No, not Rich Allison. No, someone from within. Puma earn from City. Exactly, Bernard. We don't get anything from City. Irk's great word, that. Cheers, mate. Have you seen that Barrington promo video? I've not seen it. I try not to watch. I try and avoid Sky as much as possible. So, because it's on Sky. Look, last season we did some work with Sky. I'm reluctant, but it's a very difficult thing Do you go? You know, would you do Sky? Would you do Talksport? It's all same organisation. You know, I'd like to avoid it as much as I can. I might succumb, you know, to get the publicity. I don't know. I'd like to say no. Steve, Chris Watts with Charlotte are not good. Yeah, absolutely. He's not. Seriously, Bernard, if you're meeting up with him, I can't believe that, mate. Well done if you are. Who's good enough to replace Sané? Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe. Mike James, Bayern 2, Hertha Berlin 2. Well, they need Sané. You scamp, Bernard. You scamp. Wagwan, nice jersey. Yeah, I've got loads. I've got 8. I think I still got 8. I've got 2 yellow, 2 light blue, 2 grey, and 2 a colour they call Mal, which is dark grey. So basically 2 dark grey, 2 light grey. 8 of these. Yeah, Joel Wood. It continues too old, and he's not good enough. Colin Pollitt. Corporate fans bring a lot more money rate. I'd like to see a safe standing section for pay on the date game. The atmosphere would improve massively. Obviously, yeah, legislation needs changing. Look, you get a corporate who's paying, for argument's sake, I don't know what they pay. I think the cheapest corporate's about 100, 120 quid. So if you're paying 100 quid a ticket, you're paying 1,900 a season. And you know, I don't know what the most expensive season ticket is just over $1,000, 1,200. So corporates are paying, you know, 50% more than the most expensive season ticket. And I think is it Joe's? It's 120 a ticket, something like that. You know, it suddenly adds up. And if someone's paying 200 quid a ticket, they're paying $4,000 a season. So they're much more valuable than someone like me paying less, about 400 quid a season. They're 10 times more valuable than me. Continue, yeah. Everton, Suarez, Mike. Don't know. But look, you want someone at Leroy Sané's level. But when we got Leroy Sané, he wasn't at Leroy Sané's level. He's developed. So maybe we could do the same. Get somebody who in 1 year's time will be at a really top level. Guys, a lot of stuff about Bernie Winters or whatever. Pickles was the dog who found the World Cup in '66. Absolutely, Mike. Am I relaxed? Why not, Joseph? Why not be relaxed? I've been around my mum's tonight. Lovely brown rice, had some spinach and some meatballs. Absolutely fantastic scran, if you understand that. Absolutely fantastic grub. So yeah, I've been around my mum's. I went running this morning, for almost 4 miles, which is great. It's a decent distance to run. Very slow. I've got problems with my ankles, but still quite pleased to do it. So yeah, I'm relaxed. For tomorrow, I'm really looking forward to it. As I said, I'm disappointed that you can't go to the under-18s game, the academy game, which is on at 12:30 apparently. That was a massive disappointment because I thought I was going to have the whole day watching footy. I thought I'll go to the 12:30 game, wander, grab some to eat about 2-3 o'clock, wander across the stadium, meet fans, meet friends, watch the game. You know, the whole day would be devoted to football, but it's a shame I can't do that. Mike James, I saw a post earlier showing players' hairstyles at the Italy 1990 World Cup, and it got me thinking, what was your hair do at the time? Wow, I don't know. It was not too long. When I was at 1990, I had long hair. I had long hair. I had the hair down here. And I know in the 90s I had a ponytail. I grew my hair long, really, you know, and basically all I ever used to do was every few weeks just shave my neck and let my hair grow. I just let it grow. So I had a ponytail. There you go. When did I get rid of it? I got rid of the ponytail in the 2000s. Well, I don't think he's as bad as that, Joseph, but I don't think we need Insigne either. Oh, Bernard, you got to send us a picture, mate. Got to send us a picture. Rhubarb and custard. Love that cartoon. Oh dear, Joseph Valderrama hairstyle. Oh dear. Yeah, we gotta get that pick up. Yeah, Joel, we got Lesker, Yaya, Zabad sometimes on. I don't think Yaya helps our cause. Higuita and his scorpion kicks. Is Sané leaving big gap at City as his left winger? Do you think Foden will fill? No, Foden won't fill the winger role. Foden's there for attacking midfield role. But look, I said it before and I'll say it again. Sané didn't play too many games and he didn't look great in the last 4 or 5 months of the season, Chris. So I'm not sure we're going to miss him. Matt, I've not heard that story about Messi, but I do know that we would have taken him and we would finance the deal. Not everybody, Alan. I don't think you're a City fan, Alan. Chris is a Liverpool fan. We used to get some other fans. We had that Sheffield United fan that was on for a while, but he disappeared. Hi, Joel. Asa, what do you think? Starting 11? Honestly, no idea. No idea, Asa. Because you just don't know with Pep. I can see the back four staying the same, potentially. I think possibly Fernandinho, I said this for a few days, Fernandinho could come back just because he's used to Spurs or used to the league. And Rodri, obviously, it's a big, big game. West Ham, with respect, all due respect to West Ham, wasn't. You can blood him there. So it could be Fernandinho comes back. And then the rest of the players, I think Aguero will start. I think Bernardo will start. Now, who drops out for Bernardo Silva? It's not going to be Sterling. Could it be Mahrez or David Silva? Could it be KDB? The mind's blowing, guys. Taribo West. I remember Taribo West. I remember him. No, I said Chris Foden will not play left wing. He might play occasionally, but he's not there for long term. Can you have a rewind, Danny? We talked about Sané mostly. We talked about Sané and the fact that he's going to a doctor in Austria, which is in Innsbruck, next to Germany, and that doctor treats the Bayern Munich players. He's done operations on Corentin Tolisso, Lucas Hernandez this season or this year. He does the German national team. Now you could say that he's dealt with Leroy before, and Leroy feels comfortable working with him rather than a doctor like Dr. Kugat, who he's never dealt with or possibly never dealt with. Or you could say that it's just all getting ready for him to leave City and go to Bayern. Hey, you can call me Al. Eric Duffy, I'm not United, but I like Ray because of the courage to face up to big. Don't worry, guys. I've not got a lot of courage, but anyway, let's move on. Cool 777. Great school, but building knocked down, replaced with modern looking one. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about school or Mort? You need one of these shirts, Ricardo. Oh, these are Umbro. These were 6 or 7 years ago, mate. Very healthy. Today I've been, Joseph, I've not been that healthy today, but it's that run helps. That run really helps a lot. And I had for lunch. I had honestly, I had a bag of kale. That was it. Not the bag and the kale. I had took the kale out and boiled it for 10 or 15 minutes. But big bag of kale. It'll do me inside some good. Snorbit, sorbit. Danny? Are we still on Bernie Winters? I can't believe this. No, Mike, we don't. At our house, okay, we don't eat. In my mum's house, we don't eat brown rice. We don't get wholemeal rice kind of thing. We don't eat rice that's brown. We have white rice and we brown it with onions. So you fry. Oh, I'm telling you how to cook now, guys. I'm sure you all know. But you fry your onions. You get them quite dark, blackish, and with your water, you put your white rice in, and it tastes it brown. But it's still healthy. It's still, I'm quite happy with what I had. It's still quite healthy, and a little bit of lamb in there, and then some spinach with lamb and some meatballs. So plenty of protein today. And it probably makes up for some protein I've been missing out. But I still think that kale did me proud. Spencer Mark, I'm not going to go there too much. Yes, I did see them. I did see talking to the Scousers. Leave him to it. I do my own thing. He does his own thing. Leave him to it. Do you have a fantasy Premier League? Yeah, Joseph, we have a league. We have, when I last looked, I think we had over 80 people in that league. It was phenomenal to get that many. On the channel from last year, I think we had 86 or something, so maybe 100. But yeah, this is great. Oh, sorry guys, I got cramp in my finger. Ooh. I'm at that age now, guys. I get cramp in funny areas. I sometimes cramp in my fingers. I had cramp in my hip earlier on today. I get cramp in my jaw up here. I get cramp there. A bit funny. Steve, I only had an afro once. Okay, I wore it. I grew a beard. I grew a big beard. Actually, I grew a beard for about 6 or 8 weeks, and we went on this football tour to France. I think we're in France, and I cut it down. So I had a king tut. If you know what a king tut is, just basically a goatee, but it's down to about here. So that was about 2 months worth, and I put an afro on, and you could not tell who I was. I mean, I got a picture of that. My brother has a beard, and I when I had a beard and I put the afro on, even my brother thought, he had to double take this. I showed him this like 15 years later, and his daughter thought it was him, but it was me, because he'd never known me to have a beard. Hi, Vidya, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'd like to be shaft. I like to be shaft. I've got the clothes to be shaft. I haven't got the hair to be shaft, and I haven't got the girls to be shaft. I haven't got the jibber jabber to be shaft. I've got the clothes. Richard Bryers, rhubarb and custard. Now you've got to remember, okay, I have no idea. Obviously, what you've written. Okay, I have no idea. Because I just read it as it is. So I say, and I'm right, it's Richard Bryers. Not Priors, Bryers. Man City fan channel, now he's having surgery in the land of Terminator. He's in Austria. Land of Terminator in Innsbruck. Innsbruck is a skiing resort. And you sometimes see, like, obviously I used to watch it as a kid, skiing from Innsbruck on the telly. Mike James, occasionally we get trolls from United on here, but they don't like. To be honest, we don't get many trolls from other clubs. We get the most trolls from City. But anyway, Richard Pryor, he was all right. KDB or KD Lank, KDB. See no evil, hear no evil. Cheers, Alan. Glad you're enjoying it. Food football players, Haribo West. Chris Ross, that's Sheffield United fan, the Saint, who was on here. Let's quit YouTube because he had a channel and can't see his channel. All right. That's a shame. That's a shame. It's a shame people have to quit. But look, without going into too much detail, I know the pressures that people can be under because to be trolled and abused, it happens, and that after a while it can put you off. Man City fan channel, swear if VAR does some awful decision tomorrow, I will run on the pitch and smash your system with an axe. I don't think you will. You'll be in the slammer, mate. You'll be up before the beaks in no time. Just for my program for Man City versus United in 2000, did you go to that game? 2005, mate. I really doubt it. 2005. If I was I'll let you into a secret, guys. I had a business. I set up a business in, I think, 2003, and I used to work about 70 hours a week. I was the on-call weekends, which meant that basically I worked Saturdays. So I tried to finish by lunchtime, but I used to work a lot of hours on Saturdays. So there was a few years when I didn't go to as many games as I would have liked, and it was around 2003 to probably 2004. 2005, I think it's probably 2005 when I took on other staff to help me with the workload, and I changed some of the way I did stuff. So the stuff I was doing on a Friday, the stuff I was doing on a Saturday, Friday and Saturday, which is really hard stuff, I changed my system so I could do it earlier in the week. I was running a recruitment business, and I changed things around so I could plan further ahead rather than just a few days. That made a huge difference, and then I could start going to games again. I'm not a drinker, so see, last year what I used to do, I used to get to the ground in the early part of the season at least 3 hours before games, at least 3 hours, because as soon as the music starts in City Square, you can't do any filming there. So I try and do a couple of interviews before I got to before the music started. And if it's starting, City Square opens at, is it 2 hours? It starts before at least they put music on. And you can't film on this music on because of A, it's too noisy, and B, if you get some of that music on, you can get your videos taken down on YouTube. So you just have to be very careful. So I turn up 3 hours before the game. All depends on what I'm doing. As the season went on, I started turning up a bit later because there's no point. Yeah, Bernard, lots of comedians die young. The thing about comedians is you find comedians live on the edge, and a lot of them have issues with depression because when you're performing, I perform, okay? When you're performing and it's going well, you're on a massive high, huge high. When I'm working on the stage and things are going well, you feel brilliant. I went to this, I'll tell you the story. I went to Sandy Bottom. Sandy Bottom's, it's a holiday park in the New Forest. And I was there on Sunday doing I was supposed to be doing 30-minute sets, but I made them last 50 minutes because it's supposed to be 30-minute set, 30-minute break, 30-minute set, 30-minute break, lunch break, 30-minute set, go home. But what do? I did a 50-minute set because it was just so much fun. I was so in the zone. We had a DJ who used to work with Bad Manners back in the day, probably about 40 years ago. And he was playing some fantastic tunes. So I'm there dancing. I'm really into it. You're talking high energy performance for 50 minutes. Yeah. And, the people there couldn't believe it because when they normally see artists like me, they're doing low energy performances. They bring loads of gear, low energy. I'm high energy. I'm running around. I'm bouncing up and down. I'm dancing. I love, even my age, I still love to dance. I can't boogie that well anymore, but I still love to, throw a few moves on the dance floor. If I could walk, I'd still be throwing some moves on the dance floor. So, I'll still have a go. And so that high energy performance, you're on a high. And then when you go away, you can actually drop because obviously all the hormones and whatever that have got you to this high, they suddenly drain away. So you see artists they're on uppers and downers and poppers and whatever. They end up taking drugs because they want an artificial high. They want the high sometimes that they get from performing. And you can't get that. So sometimes they artificially stimulate themselves to get that high. And then they drop. Once the high's gone, they drop. So obviously a lot of problems, with performance. Robin Williams killed himself. Other people had lots of problems. And yes, they die young because they work hard and they stress themselves out. Yes, Steve. Am I healthy? I'm not really healthy, Steve. Look, Joseph. I'll tell you what I had 2 days ago. I had in the evening I had 5 jam donuts, 4 packs of fruit salad, sweets, and a full packet of jammy Dodgers. That's not healthy, but that's only one bad day out of 4 days this week. So hey, I'm quite pleased. Hi, Sea Dog. Nice to see you around. Milky Bar Kid. That's not me. Sea Dog, you could ask him for the Sané news. Okay, let's give you the Sané news 10 minutes behind. Sané is having an operation this weekend. He's not going to see Dr. Cugat in Barcelona. He's going to see Professor Fitz. Okay, Professor Christian Fink, sorry. He's going to see Professor Christian Fink in a surgery in Innsbruck in Austria. It's called the Gehlenk-Punk. You heard it, Gehlenk-Punk surgery. So he's going to see him. Now that doctor treats Bayern Munich players. He's operated on Lucas Hernandez and Corentin Tolisso this year. He treats the German national team players. So if you want a glimmer of hope, you could say Maybe Sané's come across him before. He feels comfortable and good with him because he's obviously German national team and he's not done anything with Kugat before, and he's, you know, he wants to go with someone he knows. But in all reality, in all honesty, I believe it's because that's where he's going to end up in Bayern Munich. If he has a good operation and everything's fine, that's where I see him going. And to finish on this, 6 weeks ago, he was close to signing his new contract. Now he's absolutely nowhere near it. So that's where it all seems to point. Yes, I know Mike Yoli and Brian Rice. But well, I don't know about that, Joseph. There's millions of Chinese people and Japanese people and Asian people who are not having a problem with arsenic. So I'm not sure how unhealthy it is. And Japan has some people live the, longest in the world. Don't it make your white rice brown, not brown eyes? Blood, blimey, Steve. You. Try buckwheat, it's gluten-free, or try quinoa. I'm not worried about the gluten. What I need to do, look, my problem, Mike, is when I start eating, I don't stop. So when I went to my mum's house, I had a huge plate of rice. Okay, huge plate, a couple of small meatballs and some spinach. But then that triggers a reaction in me and I'm hungry and then I start eating biscuits. So I had a little brownie, I had 3 biscuits and that was it. So I've been good, but I shouldn't be having the biscuits. Yes, Steve, I have cramp in funny areas. I know, Joseph, I don't eat butternut squash. If you eat it, my family don't eat it. So if my family not around, I might get a chance. But I eat with my family, so they don't eat it, so I won't eat it. You saw the Bayern game with your parents, Doug. That was Bayern versus Hertha Berlin 2-2. King Tut was in Batman. Yeah, he was. Fair enough. Oh dear, these jokes, guys. These jokes. Catwoman. Eartha Kitt. Yes, Man City fan channel. European transfer window closes in most countries on the 2nd of September, as in League One and League Two. So countries like, I think off the top of my head now, Germany, France, Spain, Italy, Denmark, most countries. Okay. Portugal is on the 22nd of September. Maybe that's because of the Nations League. I don't know the reason behind that. But you can sign, you can go other places in the world. You can go to Jamaica if you want. I think that closes after the 2nd of September as well. Guys, you're just talking about women now. Magic Boomerang TV show. Does it ring a bell, Bernard? Chris, I always get trolls on my channel, but I have a moderator, so I'm fine. Look, Cole usually does some moderating, and I moderate as well if I see it. Wow, I'm only 8 minutes behind. I'm going to catch up. But while you're talking about women, I can just zip through. Did you get chills with the multiple? I love hot food. Guys, remember to keep it clean. Yeah, keep it civil, keep it clean. Joseph, last warning. We don't do that. Okay, guys, keep it clean. Blimey, I'm 6 minutes behind, so Joseph, behave yourself. If I see anything after 9:56, we behave on this channel. Dancing, yeah. Look, Man City fan channel. I was big dancer in my day. I used to go out, I got some moves, man. I got some moves, Look, I'm a guy who could, when I play sport, I play sports for hours and hours and hours. I'm a stamina man. Stamina. Leo Sayer, I feel like dancing. Woo! I can't sing though. Lots of musicians use drugs. I'm not a dancing queen. Jammy Dodgers, love them. Leave and come back, Man City fan channel. Turn all your other things off. Turn your phone off because that slows it down. If Jack was in the squad when Pep arrived at City, would Pep have used him or just sell him after one season like others? It all depends. If he played well, then he'd be here. You know, I have no problem. I like the idea of Dzeko because he provides a different alternative. Man City fan channel, I think we can challenge for the title. You lot, yeah. Look, Liverpool will be up there. Pedro Porro is very impressed. You might get a chance at City in future. No video. He's off to Real Valladolid, and they've got an option to buy. So I'm not sure how he can come to City. They've got an option to buy. So if they take it up, can't see him come to City. No, I've not heard about that, Mike. A lot of people going vegan. It is healthy for you. You can live longer. Oh, quinoa. Quinoa's all right. Excuse me, I might have to have a look at that. I eat it when... the thing is, I'll eat quinoa if I'm out in a salad or something. It's a possibility, Mike. Alex Garcia to a mid-table Spanish team. Acai berry juice. No, I'm not. I don't drink and avoid juice. I avoid juices now because there's if the fiber's taken away. Look, I remember an experiment where they said to a woman, "Drink as much fruit juice as you want, or eat oranges." So that's it. So she was eating oranges. They said you can eat as many as you want. She ate 1.5 oranges. Okay, and there's not a lot of juice in that. Now, if you're taking 8 oranges to make a glass of fruit juice, all that sugar, the fiber's taken out, so you can drink loads of sugar easily. If you have to actually eat the oranges, it's much, much more difficult. Now, early this week, I was having 2 oranges a day. Make sure I get some vitamin C in the morning, have a couple of oranges, do me run, whatever, and that would be possibly my breakfast, a lot of water and 2 oranges. It's better to eat a bit of protein, but I would have the water and oranges. Make sure I get some vitamin C. Start the day well. Yeah, Joseph, he'll be in the locker soon. Trust me, Mike. Trust me. Look, Mike. Do you want me to tell you my routine? This is my routine. This is just my gym routine. Okay. I'm going back 25 years now. In the mid-90s. This is my gym routine, 95, 96, okay? And my sport routine. Monday night, I'd go down the gym, always train chest on a Monday night, a bit of abs, always train chest. And then Monday night, we'd go football training for an hour. And Monday night was curry night as well. Tuesday, I'd go to the gym, I'd train my shoulders on Tuesday. Possibly legs, no, I'd definitely train shoulders on a Tuesday. And then we'd go to play squash for a couple of hours with a couple of mates. We would literally kill ourselves. Wednesday, legs. I do arms as well, but I'm not including the small body parts, the main body parts. Wednesday was legs, mostly squats. Tuesday I might do shoulders. That was it. Tuesday I do shoulders and back. So Wednesday I do squats. Monday I'd probably do arms as well. Wednesday I do squats and then go off to gymnastics. Thursday I'd probably do shoulders and back again. I might have Thursday night off, might go out in the evening. Friday I'd be back to chest and arms. Saturday we play a football match. Sunday, depending how I felt, I might go out and do something else, might go for a run. Thursday I used to go for a run on the treadmill for 20 30 minutes on the Thursday night. So that's just my training program. That's just my weights. I've not included all the arms that I would do as well. Usually when we did chest, I do triceps and biceps. Mostly triceps. I had huge triceps. People focus on biceps. I focus on triceps, doing dips and other stuff. So I do a lot of work because I used to work at university. So I would finish work at 4:30, get in the gym at 5, and spend an hour in the gym before I went home. I'd be home at just after 6. So I had plenty of time for the evenings to go and do stuff. I'm not going to bust anything now. I bust a few muscles in the time. Video, I'm another 5 minutes behind. Fight till the end, documentary first episode, which was uploaded by my City channel. Disappointing because it was nowhere near. Absolutely. I still haven't seen it. Chris, how you doing, mate? I'm very, very, very well. Where's your white suit? Steve, you made laugh. I have a few white suits. I was doing a gig last year, and I wore a white suit for that. I had a few white suits, Steve. I remember going to a football tournament, and I was the guy. I was the guy who did most of the work. The other fellas, they went out drinking. I mean, we used to get into Cali at lunchtime. They were drinking all day and into the night, and then we'd have to play a match the next day. And I didn't. So I was the guy who did the most running, the most up and down, and I was the guy. I was the effort guy. I remember once I turned up. It was in Belgium, and I turned up and I had a walking stick, white suit, walking stick, and some of the guys were really, really worried. They thought I was injured because I had this walking stick. But one guy he said I knew you were on the wind up because I just knew what I was like, and I was on the wind. I was just winding the guys up that I was injured. But I've got a few white suits, Steve. Don't worry about that. Let's catch up. Fight to the end. I want to watch that. Score tomorrow. I said 3-1 to City. Ray, quinoa has a lot of protein, so it would be a good replacement for rice. I'll have a look at that. I'll have a look at quinoa. Put it on my list of things to check. Because what I want, basically, I want to eat protein without too many calories. Yeah. I want to eat protein without too many calories. I want to be able to eat a lot of food without hitting the calories. That's my main thing. Have you had Purdy's? I don't know what Purdy's is, Joseph. Rayman. That's the game, innit? I don't think it'd be the phone battery dying Man City fan channel. It's got to be your connection. Vijay, I really miss Delph, even if he was surplus through comments. He was the lead in the team and the good character. Yeah, but you got to move on. You got to move on. I've got some pink Himalayan salt, but I don't want the salt, Joseph. I had some water with a lime and a load of fresh mint. And that wasn't great, but hey, it was good for me. Mike James, kale has more vitamin C than oranges, has loads of vitamin K2, more iron than spinach, more calcium than milk. That's one of the reasons I have kale. It's really, really good for you. 8 oranges, you take the pith. Absolutely, Steve. It's too much. Try switching to your iPad, Man City fan channel. See you, Chris. Take it easy, mate. Safe trip, buddy. Bernard's going for 20 to 22. I think we'll get definitely at least 10 this season. Joseph, I've never eaten. Yes, you can eat kale raw because I've had kale salads. I've had kale mixed in with other, like spinach, watercress and kale, something like that, salad. So you can have it raw. But if you're having the amount I'm having, you want it cooked. I mean, normally what I used to do with my kale, I'd have a bag of kale. I'd boil an egg or two, softly boiled, and sometimes a touch of mayonnaise. But normally it would be a bag of kale and a couple of boiled eggs, nice and soft, because they're a bit tough to eat, kale on its own. But sometimes with just a little bit of mayonnaise, that was nice as well. It's really good for you. Kale taste of kale. I've got to be honest, Joseph. It's not a good taste. I force my kids to eat it, but it's not a great taste. But maybe try it different ways. As I said, when I add the eggs to it, that makes it nicer. When I add a touch of mayonnaise, or you can put salad cream, cabbagey, and you add a little extra other things, and it makes it more palatable. My brother used to live in Didsbury, Bernard. Yeah, white suits. You got to be careful, mate. If you're wearing a white suit, you take your Imodium before you go. I'm sure you can make quinoa from Asda, Joseph. Man City fan channel. We talk everything. Huggy Bear. I've been called all sorts. Look, Kojak. I got clothes to dress like Kojak if I want. Yeah, this is look, guys. The 9 o'clock chat is we start off about City and then we move on to other stuff as well. See you, Man City fan channel. Video, how can we improve our defending from set pieces? We lack height. Well, look, we've got Rodri. Now, Rodri is what, 6'2", 6'3". So straight away, he's adding a lot of height into our defense. He's how much taller than Fernandinho? He's about 6 or 7 inches taller than Fernandinho. So Rodri's going to make a big difference height-wise. Sea Dog, yeah, I think Bayern wants that. They still want Sané, and I think they want to obviously offer lower money because of his injury. Steve Black, kale costs, yeah, it costs nothing. I mean, I paid 50p for a bag of kale, and eating that kale fills you up. That's like as I said, if you have the kale with a couple of eggs, that's really, really good. Maybe sprinkle some quinoa on it as well. No, Joseph, innocent smoothies are certainly not innocent. Mike James, Howard Bellis is B17, already 62. He will be absolutely, Mike. I see him playing a couple of games for the first team, probably in the Carabao Cup this season. I've got white boots as well, Spencer the Mark. Yeah, watermelons are very good for you. 6'3" Rodri, I believe Bernard says. Kojak, I love Kojak. Penfold, cheers, Joseph. Cancelo to play. We'll see. Look, if we're 5-0 up, yeah, I see Cancelo playing. Hi, Andrew. Andrew, you're on an hour in. We've probably got another 5 or 6 minutes, guys, because obviously I've got to get some sleep. Now, the other story I was going to talk about, I've lost it. Here we go. The other story I wanted to talk about is what there's still going on about this FIFA thing and the narrative, and people, especially I'm looking at Football London, which is owned by I think Trinity Mirror, who own the MEN and Liverpool Echo, and probably dozens and dozens of other regional newspapers. Now, obviously, they're having to go at City because they say it's a similar offence, and City being lightly punished. And they spoke to Zola, and Gianfranco Zola, yeah, he was a great footballer, but as a manager, as a talker, he's not good. This is what he said. Considering the other sentence with Man City, I think definitely, yes, he's basically saying it's unfair. They have been treated unfairly. Talking about Chelsea being treated unfairly compared to City. But look, Chelsea were found guilty of 29 offences and they pleaded not guilty. City were found guilty of 2 offences and they pleaded guilty. Your penalty, your punishment is going to be so much different. And as Pete said on Twitter, if you get caught doing 33 in a 30 zone, will you get the same punishment as if you're caught doing 80 in a 30 zone? No, you won't. So it's a whole different ballgame. At least Frank Lampard, in his press conference, okay, he was more circumspect, he was more cautious, more diplomatic. And this is what Lampard said. He said, I don't know, as I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the details and differences between our case and their case. That's the point. There are details and differences, and he's been sensible here. He says, I can't answer that question as such, as I don't know enough, I'm afraid. I'm not dodging it. I genuinely don't, and I don't want to comment on that, as I don't have a true understanding of the details. Of course, the ban is something that is there for us at the moment. Possibly in January that may change, but if not, I'm working the same way anyway. Okay, so that's the way to answer that question. I don't have enough information. I haven't studied it in detail. Why you get people like Zola and others coming out and utter guff? Silly. Wow, you guys put a lot of stuff up there while I talk for 2 minutes about something else. Video last season when Bravo got injured, and we recall Muric showing lack of trust in Grimshaw, and this season we signed Carson on loan. Grimshaw's not good enough yet. Video, we for his age and experience, we don't trust him, which I think is fair enough. He needs to go out on loan, get a good loan season under him, and then we'll see how he is then. Watermelon makes you thin. We are a big noise now, Ray. We are needed in Europe. Yeah, absolutely, Spencer Mark. Grimshaw needs to play a third keeper. Yeah, absolutely right, Bernard. You need commas in there, mate. You need some punctuation. Third keepers don't play. You might see if you put a third keeper. What happens to the keeper? Then you need somebody else in the EDS. Third keepers don't play for the EDS or the first team. Andrew, are we all ready for tomorrow? Don't forget your scarves. Actually, I think I left my scarf down in London, so I'm not a big scarf guy these days, especially when the weather's going to be like 20 odd degrees. So I might take an older scarf, but I don't think I will because I'll be out for a long time. I don't think we'll sign anyone with you unless we have a couple of bad injuries in the same position. I can't see us signing anybody in January. I'd left mine in London, guys. I've got left. I just couldn't. When I came up from London, I had a big box full of my tools. I had a big bag full of clothes and other bits and pieces, and I had a rucksack with me computer in on my back. I had too much to carry, so some things got left behind, and scarves were one of them. Yeah, I don't like Spurs fans either overall. Andrew, they tend to push email on the use of selling tickets through the exchange. Yeah, I saw that. That came through. Actually, they sent it after my lad had put. They sent it to my lad after he'd put his ticket on the exchange. Vidya, don't forget Palaversi will be coming back to. We've got a lot of players who are playing. I don't know Joseph how Palaversi is performing. He's not one that. I'm more likely to keep tracks on the players, people who have been at City and have gone out. We don't know, Vidya. We don't know if Grim is going out on loan. Look, Bazunu's playing for the EDS, so Grimshaw's got nothing. So Bazunu played for the EDS tonight. Grimshaw's got nowhere. I suspect, Mike, he did get his work permit. That's Douglas Luiz. Vidya, we've got loads of time. If we want to send him to League One or League Two or into Europe, we've got till the 2nd of September. We've got loads of time to send Grimshaw out. Yeah, Douglas Luiz played for Villa. I didn't even see how he played. Third choice doesn't play, Steve, but Carson will be on the pitch. Guaranteed, Steve. What was the EDS score? We lost 3-1, Joseph. Guys, that's over an hour, nearly an hour and a quarter. I think that's my lot. It's 10:15. I want to go and watch an old QI XL, I think, or I'll watch something on the box and then get some sleep. I want to be up nice and early, get a run in if my ankle allows me. Yes, we have video. That's what we normally do. So see you, Joseph. See you, Spencer Mark. See you, Vidya. Take it easy, Mike. Bernard and everybody else. Sea-Dog. Everybody else I haven't mentioned recently. Guys, if you haven't seen the video on the Spurs preview, go and watch that. Go and watch the video that I did on Leroy Sané. Will be coming out in a couple of minutes. Let me just check if it's up. If it's ready to go. I think it will be. The Sané video is ready to go. So I'll just do a quick thumbnail and description will be out. What time tomorrow? I don't know about the evening. I might not do an evening session, guys. I have no idea when I'm going to get back. The thing is, the game will finish at, let's say, 7:30. I won't be finished from my filming and stuff till 8:30 or even 9 o'clock. So I might not even be on tomorrow night. But I'll get a video out somehow. I'll get at least one video out during the day. Have a great night, guys. See you later.